Our digital marketing team is always up to date with the trends. And then it's a collaboration between like digital marketing and employee engagement team. So they work together, they can share the trend and then say, oh, so this is a new trend on social media. How about we do that for our internal employees?
Welcome everyone for this new episode of HR Lunch Break. I am your host, Denise, and today we'll talk about hybrid work. We've seen in the West that there is a great rise of a new way of working, which is hybrid work. According to an Accenture study, 83% of workers prefer hybrid work. Companies have realized that the one-size-fits-all model does not work anymore. Employees embrace their flexibility and are ditching their 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. fixed work schedule. Today, we talk about the right balance between office and remote work. During the HR lunch break, we have asked our audience what are the challenges on the way to hybrid work in Vietnam. And collectively, they have identified 7 challenges. Communication, how to listen effectively, how to manage your team through hybrid work. The second challenge is how to maintain a work-life balance within yourself by having the correct adaptation skills, and also with your team, how to maintain informal interactions. The third challenge that they have identified is how to maintain your relationship between employee and the employer. As for the place, there is no more physical space for team building, so how to adapt to this new setting? Concerning the process, how do we do to track the performance of our team remotely? And finally, how to maintain an efficient collaboration, especially for the creative teams. This is why we have invited Tracy Trang Do, Head of HR at Shopee Vietnam, to learn from her experience and her expertise. How is Shopee HR strategy hyper-localized to Vietnam?
We've got a central HR team in Singapore. We do have global strategy, global policy that applies to all the countries, all the locations. When it comes to the country level, each of the local HR team have the flexibility and authority to do something on our own that we can adapt to local culture. Given the Vietnam context, we also offer insurance for parents and parents-in-law, because in Vietnam, it's not just your spouse, your kids, but also your parents and then also your in-law as well. That's something we take into consideration when we say benefits offered to family members. Our digital marketing team is always up to date with the trends. And then it's a collaboration between like digital marketing and employee engagement team. So they work together, they can share the trend and then say, oh, so this is a new trend on social media. How about we do that for our internal employees?
How does Shopee adapt to the constantly changing social distancing directives?
Working from home is not new to us. We only open 100% when we see that like the normal situation lasts quite long. Whenever the government say that they put like Decision 16 or Decision 15, we most of the time we act before that, or we extend our work from home arrangement 1 or 2 weeks or even a month after, even after the government say that everything is okay.
And how do you track the performance of your teams?
We track more on the result, on the final deliverables that they provide. Yeah, so it's more like how much you have accomplished for the day, for the week, and whether you meet your deadline or you meet your KPI. It's not just about working hours.
And how does Shopee remotely remind to the teams the 5 core values of the company?
Every year, we have values week where we have a lot of talk on the values, send out a lot of internal communications about the values, our performance appraisal. Beside competency, beside KPI, beside leadership, we have a part to evaluate on values. Based on this value, whether this employee, the behavior and the performance reflect our values, and what are the specific example for certain values. Every year we have like values award where employees can nominate themselves when they see that like other colleagues have demonstrated good company values, whether it's like leadership values or staff values. Each of the department, they also have the values award. So in Vietnam, with these 5 values, we organize engagement events around these values. We pick 10 months of the year, usually after TYDE to the end of the year. And then for every values, we run campaign for 2 months. And then we organize different activities around that values. I'll give you some very simple example. On the We Serve values, we ask all the managers to serve ice cream to their team members.
So the main takeaways from this HR lunch break with Tracy Chang-do from Shopee is that you need to follow the online trends in order to craft engaging team building activities online. The second point is you need to make sure that you have your values that are defined and make sure that your employees are experiencing them in a fun and engaging environment. The third point is you need to focus on the deadline rather than the working hours. And finally, you need to facilitate the exchange of experience between departments, like Shopee did, between the marketing department and the employee engagement department. This is brought to you by TYDE for the business and HR community in Vietnam and in Southeast Asia. We help people better collaborate, motivate, and inspire others by providing training programs that fits your needs in communication, leadership development, and employee experience. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like our Facebook and LinkedIn pages. Have a great day, everyone!